Khanna is the perfect example of this. This is some dude who has a $300 million net worth. His children have memberships at 3 country clubs. The dude lived in a $10 million house in Washington, D.C. And he used to be the moderate Silicon Valley guy who would go around to all the tech CEOs and founders and VCs and be like, hey, give me your money. I'm a moderate. We're going to make the Democratic Party work for you. And then he saw the tides change. And he's like, oh, this is yum, yum. I'm going to run for president in 2028. That guy, just to be clear on this, he is so unlikable. I think he'll likely end up being Secretary of Housing and Urban Development if AOC is elected president. Okay, so he'll be on the campaign trail. He'll maybe convince 2 to 3% of people to vote for him. And then he'll end up in this role where, you know, that's his progress in life. But it's so crazy because he saw the moment and he seized it. And he said, okay, we can go for socialism. That's what we should do. And rather than be brutally honest by looking around at all the places where socialist policies have failed, and rather than diagnosing the actual policy decisions that got us here, I do not disagree with him or Gavin or anyone else that tax policy in America is up. When billionaires borrow against their unrealized capital gains, they should pay capital gains tax. Capital gains tax should be 40%, not 15% or 18% or 20%. They should pay the same as labor. In fact, labor should pay less. Income tax should be much lower. Capital gain should be much higher. That would be a fair tax policy. I don't know a lot of people who are wealthy who will look me in the eye and truly disagree with that. It's a lot of bullshit when we all say, hey, it incentivizes investment. What are you going to do with your excess capital if the tax rate is 40% versus 20%? You're not going to invest it now? Of course you're going to invest it. You're going to invest your money. We can charge more for capital gains and solve this problem. But instead of those practical solutions like I just laid out, they're all like, let's go fire up the socialist train because it's worked so well in Cuba and Venezuela and the Soviet Union and all these other places. Oh, wait, don't look over there. We're going to do it right this time. We're going to get good socialism this time. It's a lot easier to do that than it is to actually go through the boring, annoying policy points that I just went through and say, here's how we're going to solve each one of these. And what both parties are missing is a policy agenda that says, here's the we got to do to keep America from going down the socialist death spiral. And they all should be doing it, both sides. Forgive my language.